afternoon, everybody. It's Kendra Cook here at the Core Training Headquarters in Charlotte, and I am super excited that you have decided to join us today talking about one of my favorite subjects that I learned from my mentor and long-term friend and coach, Rita Casey, who is absolutely one of the best at this, taught me how to have great, strong relationships and how to maximize those referrals, how to stop chasing business, spending a ton of money, advertising and trying to chase business versus spending little to no money and just loving on people who know, love, and trust us. So that is what we're going to talk about today. I want to share a little bit about my journey with the Core, and then we'll jump right in so you know who is actually talking to you. I joined the Core. I heard about the Core training in 2004, went to my first event, started coaching with Rita Casey in the Core training in January of 2005. I was closing about 200 sides at the time, but they were little bitty deals that I spent about $40,000+ a month trying to chase and get those deals put together, or at least get the opportunity to try to put them together, and making over $800,000 on my 1099, but keeping less than 200 of that, and realized that that was not the business model I wanted. And fast forward 12 years to 2016, last year, my last full year that I can give you calculations, we did 353 sites for just over $94 million in closed production. Average sales price about $325, and all but 18 of those deals were referred. So either a builder deal, a past client referral, personal friend, business partner, which is why we are talking about this today. I learned a long time ago it's easier to work with people that know, like, and trust you versus people who really don't respect your time, don't respect your experience, don't respect your knowledge, and so hence what we're talking about today. So we are going to get started right now. So why ask for referrals? I always love to start this talk out with who loves to cold call. Now, I know there are many lenders that host realtors into their offices, and you get to watch this webinar and have lunch. And so look around the room when I ask that question, who likes to cold call? Is there any hands up in the air? We might want to check that person's pulse, because nobody loves to cold call. It's not fun. So when there is low-hanging fruit, when it comes to leads hanging out there, I'm not sure why we don't go get them. I know that the internet came on strong and all of us thought, oh my gosh, we should, buy into this. This is where the only leads are going to come from. If I don't, buy into the leads, I'm going to starve to death. And I'm here to tell you that that is not true. I do not do any Zillow, Trulia, any internet leads at all, and really never have. So when I figured out that I could work referrals, they were low-hanging fruit. They were people that were referred to me by someone who already knew, loved, and trusted me. They took less time to convert and a whole lot less of effort. I can make fewer cold calls, but more importantly, I will give you this tip. If you are referred by somebody who has had an experience with you, and we're going to talk about wow experience shortly, about how to earn the right to ask for those referrals. But if you've been referred by somebody who had a wow experience, it's slim to none chance that they're going to ask you to cut your commission. And that's the other thing that I found out. When I was chasing business and no one knew me, and I went to their house for a listing appointment, or I put a buyer in my car, there was never that sense of loyalty. There was never that sense of, oh my gosh, you're going to work hard for me and earn your money. It was always, what's in it for me? What's the best interest of me? And they never thought about the person on the other side of the table. And I can honestly tell you, when you work with people that are referred to you, that goes away for the most part. Now, they might say, hey, if I buy 4 or 5 houses, can you help me out? That's a totally different story. But if they're not in your pocketbook, they respect your knowledge, they respect the person who referred them, they respect the fact that you're going to get the job done in less time, you're going to bring them a willing and able buyer, you're going to take care of a lot of the hiccups, you're going to hold their hand through the process, the commission usually is a non-factor. And that's one of the biggest takeaways of why we ask for referrals. Obviously, some of them are going to fall in your lap from time to time, but there's more out there if you have a system. So I want to share with you guys the system that we use in the Core to attract more referrals. Okay? So where to begin? To ensure that everyone has a wow experience so they want to refer you, it starts with a system. And for the most part, realtors, guys and gals, we are not real high detail-oriented people. On that DISC test, we're usually not the C, the compliant. I'm kind of the out-of-the-ordinary person for a salesperson because I love this sale, but I'm super detailed and I live by a checklist. If you could look at my desk right now, you would probably think I've lost my mind. But I have checklist upon checklist upon checklist because I don't want anything to fall through the cracks. And when the job is done, when I can tear out that piece of paper and wad it up and throw it in the trash and feel accomplished, that's what I look forward to. And I did the same thing every day in my real estate business. So you'll see on the screen here what you need to wow your clients. You got to have a system that's tight. And the system has to say, it starts with, a video. It starts with a pre-list. It starts with a, buyer consultation packet being delivered. It starts with a thank you note that follows that. It starts with this, that, the other. I mean, it's got to be that detailed so nothing falls through the cracks. Because inevitably, whatever you leave off of your checklist and whatever falls through the cracks is going to be the point of contention for that client. So when they go to refer you, they're going to say, everything was great, but we don't want that but in there. And a checklist will eliminate any of those conversations. We want those conversations to look like, oh my gosh, they called me every week. They were with me every step of the way. Nothing fell through the cracks. They touched base with me every single week. I never had to call them. And when I did my survey, it was so easy for me to fill that out and so easy for me to refer you to them. That's the kind of conversations we want being talked about when we're not in the room. All right? So as I said, where it starts is your system has to be tight. You have to have a checklist that ensures that not one step gets missed, because one step is a trickle-down effect that gets the ball rolling down the hill. All right? You do have to have touch points to love on your clients during the process. I know you're like, oh gosh, we don't love with their clients. Well, we do. We really do have to love on our people to earn the right to ask for that referral. All right? Next, you have to survey every client at the end. Listen, this is how we assess the situation of how we get better. If somebody is brutally honest with you and says, you know what, I would have loved for you to call me the day before the closing, it would have made me feel a lot better. Or I would have loved for you to call me after the appraisal came in because I sat for 3 days wondering and then I finally called you, right? All of those things should be addressed in the survey. You have to give them an opportunity to say what you did really good, where you dropped the ball, and then you use that as ammunition to get better, okay? And then you have to download regularly to note where those processes can be improved, all right? So don't think I'm going to develop this checklist and I'm never going to look at it again and it's going to be perfect forever, because I'm going to tell you that is not true, and it will become a moving target. As you drop the ball from time to time, or somebody gives you some feedback or positive criticism, if there is such a way to do that, use that as fuel to tighten up your system, okay? All right. So next, you have to set the expectation, right? My main goal when I get a client is to let them know that my business thrives on referrals, and I want to earn the right to ask them for a referral. And the fact that I'm going to do it multiple times through the transaction, I want them to know that up front, okay? So it's part of our listing presentation. It's part of our buyer presentation. We call every client, whether buyer or seller, every week that they're in contract with us. So if your house is listed and you're under contract with me to sell your home, even before it goes under contract, we're going to call you every week. And then when it goes under contract, guess what? We're going to keep calling you. Now, I'll be perfectly honest and tell you, no, we don't ask for a referral every single time that we have a conversation with one of our clients. But we plant the seed at different points during the process. And then here's the last big piece. If you have any kind of assistant, an RP1, an RP2, which are a admin person or a buyer's agent on your team, you have to prepare them to ask for referrals too. And here's the best way to do that. Teach them to look for red flags when they're talking to your client. So when your client says, oh my gosh, you're doing a great job to your assistant who called to ask for something, or your team's doing a great job, or you've exceeded our expectations, that's what we call a red flag. And at that point, they need to pause and say, I'm glad we're taking great care of you. Who else do you know that we can help? And that's how you prep your team, train your team, prepare your team to also help you get those referrals throughout the process. Okay? All right. So when and how do we ask? I'm giving you a little bit of feedback on prepping your team when to ask. Ours starts from the very beginning. We have a listing video or a buyer video that goes out as soon as the appointment is set, the day of the appointment. Okay? So if you called my office today and you set a listing appointment, or you are a buyer who is unrepresented and you're looking for somebody to represent them, and we set a buyer consultation up, a listing video or a buyer video is going to go to you right away from me. It looks similar to the one that you're getting ready to watch here. This is a post-closing video. But you're going to watch this video, and it tells you at the end, hey, we want to earn the right to ask you for your referrals, right? We want to be your go-to person. We also ask during our status calls. As I mentioned, a lot of those can be made by your team, and you've got to make sure that your team knows how to ask for those referrals during those status calls. We also ask at the closing, when they're bragging about, oh my gosh, this is great, this is fast, this is perfect, well, keep in mind, I want to earn the right for your referrals in the future. Okay, then a thank you video goes out. And then the last place that we ask is we do a survey. We survey every client and we ask them. Now that the closing is completed, it's created a void in our business, and we want to make sure that we take care of any referrals that you send to us. So who do you know that we can help right away? Okay, that comes at the end of the survey. So we want to make sure that we, along the way, are asking multiple times, and you can put these systems in place. They're actually on all of our checklists, so nothing gets slipped through the crack. All right. So I want to show you guys a video that I cut. Congratulations. Thank you so much for choosing Cook Realty Partners. Hi, my name is Kendra Cook, and I'm the CEO of Cook Realty Partners, and I know you had many choices when choosing a real estate agent and company, and you chose us. We're grateful for your business. A couple things as we wind down your transaction. Number one, we hope that we have provided you the service and the excellence that we needed to earn the right to ask for referrals in the future. Our business thrives on referrals, so the next time you hear someone talking about real estate, I hope you'll keep us in mind and refer us to your friends, your family, and your coworkers. Number two, in the next few days, you're going to hear from one of our staff members. We're going to ask you for some information on a survey, get some feedback from you. That's how we as a team grow. We want to stay number one in our industry and are striving to be that every day. And the third thing is we want to be your realtor for life. So just because our transaction is completed doesn't mean we're going anywhere. If you need a recommendation or referral to help you with your new home, please don't hesitate to give us a call. Thank you so much again for your time and your business. We look forward to serving you again soon. Okay, so you can see it's really easy to ask for referrals. Start, end, middle, all the way through the transaction when you just set the expectation. All right? So let's talk about this survey a little bit. We do survey every client 3 to 5 days after the closing. How do we do it? We do it over the phone because we want them to be able to give really good feedback to us. We write their quotes down. That's how we do it. It's not that it's perfect, but usually what we try to do is have someone on our team who did not have an affiliation with the client. It could be my personal assistant. It could be our runner. It could be somebody that didn't have a direct connect with the client, so they can be open and honest about where we can get better. What can we change? How do we earn their referrals in the future? So that feedback, as I said earlier, is used for fuel for you to get better. You can see our script. Whoever does it reads right off the script at the top and walks themselves straight through the survey. You can also do it in person at closing. I hear a lot of our students who do that. They feel like they get honest feedback at the closing. Not that that's good or bad. We found the people were in such a hurry to get moved that they really were like, everything was great, and they wouldn't be honest. So we wait 3 to 5 days after closing to get that when they're starting to settle in and the dust has settled a little bit. Or you can do it by mail or email. You know, there's so many opportunities to send survey monkeys and different things now. You can actually print it, put it in the mail with a return stamped envelope. Whatever works for you, I encourage you to do it. The main thing is that you do it, right? And then you'll see at the bottom, we ask them for their permission to use their comments in our marketing efforts. All right? So you've got the referral. Now what do you do? Okay, so I'm going to show you a different source of a referral video, thanking them for the referral. And most of us in the core have gone to this. It's not that we skip anything else as far as the small gift or the handwritten note, but usually what we do the minute we get the referral is we want to thank the referral partner. So the fastest way to do that is with a video, giving them an update on what's going on, thanking them for the referral. Then after the appointment, follow it up with the handwritten note showing your appreciation, and then the small gift. So I'm going to show you kind of what one of those videos will look like, how you can thank your referral partner too.
I want to thank you very much for trusting my team and I here at Blumen Associates Realty with your referral. We greatly appreciate it. They will be in great hands, and we will take great care of them. I want to thank you very much again. Have a great day.
That is a super generic one. If you want to cut one and it be personal, like thank you for sending Mr. and Mrs. Smith to us. Hold on, sorry, malfunction here. Nope, sorry, y'all. There we go. Okay, sorry, I kept hitting the wrong button. So that was a super generic video where you could cut one and send it every time from somebody. You know, somebody on your team could send it, or you could send it if you don't have a team, or you can, you know, personalize it. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, thank you so much for your referral of Mr. and Mrs. Jones. I'm going to take great care of them. I promise I'll keep you in the loop throughout the process. I've got an appointment scheduled to meet them next week. Thanks again for trusting me. I am so grateful for you and your referral. So those are usually what I do. I cut a very personal one so they know who they referred to me and that I did receive the referral, which is super important, and then move on from there with the handwritten note after the appointment and then a small gift once it closes. So very, very small acts of kindness to thank your referral partners for the referral will go a long way. I know sometimes we get caught up in, oh my gosh, what do I spend and how much money should I spend for referral gifts? And as you know, we have some IRS laws, so that is super easy, inexpensive way to be recognizing those referral partners that believe in you and trust in you and showing some gratitude for their referral, okay? So in the core, once we get the referral, now what do we do with it? We have a form called the lead tracker. So if you are listening to this webinar and you are new to the core, whoever invited you could help you get one of these and start tracking your referrals. I was the worst about tracking any kind of leads, including referrals, before I found the core. I would write notes on sticky notes and notepads, and I might remember to call them back. And if that's you and you're shaking your head, we've got a fix to that in the core, which we're super grateful for. And one of those forms that we coach off of is called the lead tracker. So we actually get to track every lead that comes in, where it came from, whether it was a CCR, which is a current client referral, or a PCR, which is a past client referral, who referred it to us, and then the result of the call. So you are able to keep up with all those referrals that are coming in from your efforts, from your past clients, current clients, personal friends, business partners, builders, whoever. And it's all tracked on our lead tracker. All right, so in remembering, implementation of your systems with some consistency is the key to taking great care of your referrals. So you set the expectation up front with your referrals. You tell them what you're looking for. You're looking to do a great job. In return, you'd like for them to refer their friends, family, and coworkers to you. You're going to have to ask for the referrals throughout the process, whether they're a buyer or seller. And then when you get the referral, you have to remember to thank your referral source. Okay? All right, so that wraps up our webinars. If you have a question, you can post it and I will answer it. We have a few minutes left on the webinar, so I'm very open to answering any questions that you have. Lastly, as we wind down, I want to give you some resources that we have in the core that will help you and your business. First and foremost, Rita Casey, who I've referred to multiple times, who is our real estate partner and principal here in the core, along with Rick Ruby, our founder, wrote a book, The Roadmap to a Profitable $30 Million Real Estate Business. You can actually order that from our core website. Amazing systems, tips, tools, basically what we've talked about today, including much, much, much more, is in that book. And then on the right side, you will see on your slideshow is our Blue Beast. And this is where we track everything. In the core, it is super important that we track everything from the lead tracker that you saw today, as well as every closing, what were gross commissions on the closing, what that looks like in terms of a net commission, then our profit and loss. Ladies and gentlemen, we as realtors, we're not taught a lot of this stuff in our real estate classes, and so thankful for the core. Wish I would have found them 20 years sooner, but am grateful for the last 12 years of the way that they have taught me to run my business like a business. So we teach you how to do a profit and loss. So as I thought I was super successful in 2004 with an $800+ thousand 1099, when the dust all settled and I didn't even close, or I didn't even get to keep, I should say, $200,000 on my taxes, I realized I was pretty broken. Nobody really taught me how to do a profit and loss. Nobody taught me how to make money, spend money, all of that kind of stuff. So the profit and loss, we do teach that, and it will change the dynamic of how you run your business for sure. And then most importantly, your personal budget, the money that you bring home from the profit and loss, that's actually the profit, is what you get to take home and spend to take care of you and your family, pay your house payment, your bills at home. I know many realtors commingle a lot of that money from the business and the personal, and we really want to teach you to keep those two things completely separate. So those are the 4 items that we coach out of that come in our Blue Beast, and if you're interested in one of those and learning our 6 steps to financial freedom, you can also find information about that on our website. We offer in the core, if you are closing $10 million or more, we would love to schedule either myself or Rita Casey a 15-20-minute conversation to see if you are ready for coaching, what questions you have around coaching or the core training. So you will see there that there is a phone number there. Diana, our assistant, can set up that time for me or Rita to reach back out to you and answer any questions you have about our coaching program or any of these forms or slides that we talked about today. All right. This next slide talks about the events that we have in the core, and we do 2 events every year, one in May and one in November. So right around the corner, about 5 weeks away, we have our November Summit, and this is for realtors and lenders. On the realtor side, you have to be closing $10 million to be invited to the event. That's why the previous slide said if you're making more than $10 million, you want to talk about it. This would be something we would visit with you about. It is a 3-day, high-intent, high-impact, drinking from a fire hose seminar. I don't know that it's a seminar. It's actually a training event for me. But we do keynote speakers in the morning. We do breakout sessions in the afternoon related to how to get more leads, how to manage your time, how to build a profitable real estate business, how to get some life balance. You'll do 4 breakouts. We eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner with you guys. As coaches, a lot of times if you go to an event, whoever's on the stage, they talk and then they run out and get in their car and they leave. We certainly don't do that. We are practitioners in the trenches with you every single day, and that's who we like to hang out with at these events. So if you are interested in talking about this, you can call, again, Diana, or reach out to us on our website, and we'd love to visit with you a little more about that. There are less than 20 spots left. We only bring 130 guests, so I am going to tell you that. If we get sold out this year and you want to come next year, don't wait until the last minute because it definitely will sell out. All right. If you enjoyed this webinar, we do these every single month. So our next one is coming up on November 7th, and it is setting your business goals. We will go through a one-page plan of how to prepare yourself to kick off 2018 on the right foot and have some goals in place to help you move that process along and get ready for the new year. All right. Let's see if we have any questions. Oh, we do. Okay. We're blowing up the little box. It's so little. Which program or software to use for the videos? I cut those on BombBomb, just so you know, and then just post it to go straight to the email. The one that you saw there was a professional cut video. I cut several of those. I cut the intros for the buyer and the seller. I cut the closing for the buyer and the seller. I cut a couple ones closer, you're one step closer in the middle. So I cut several of them, and they're used over and over and over. So you could set up a videographer to cut several of them at the same time. But as far as my referral videos and everything, I just have an account with BombBomb and set them up. I do my birthday videos the same way. Okay. Can you provide the lead tracker form? Yes. When we post this on our website, it will have the, I'm sorry, YouTube? Okay. So yes, it will be posted on YouTube, and the lead tracker, there should be a downloadable form out of that as well. Perfect. Okay. Can you send us the form in the picture? Yes, we just talked about that. What types of gifts do you often give to a client who gave you a referral? So the cookie that you saw in the picture there with Phil, that's exactly what I send. So if it's a family of 4, I send 4 of the cookies. They're about $5 a piece. You know, if it's a business person, I just send the 1 cookie to the business. So pretty super inexpensive, but the great thing is you don't have to worry about sending 1 gift to one client and 1 gift to somebody else. If you have a unified gift, everybody gets the same one, and it makes it really easy to put it on that checklist and make that part of your system, so you're not running around trying to find a different gift every time you get a referral. Let's see, what type of gift when the referral client closes on their property? As far as a closing gift, I give a welcome mat that says welcome to the cooks. They're about $30. We order them like a week before closing and then deliver them to the house a couple weeks after they move in. So everybody gets the same closing gift as well. Again, it's on the system and it's the checklist. What do you do for the referral gifts? We just talked about that. Can I get a copy of this presentation? Yes, it will be on YouTube, so everybody can get a copy of it. Which programs or softwares do you use for the videos? We answered that. And can you also post the tracker sheet called Touchpoint? Yes, we should be able to do that as well. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. So hopefully that answered everybody's questions. Are the checklists going to be available? Yes. So I think I answered everybody's questions. So the last slide you will see here is we obviously want to be your coach. We have different levels of coaching in the core. Everything from level 1, which is a self-starter program. You get a monthly CD, a monthly tactic, something similar to this that you teach yourself throughout the month. You do have a sales trainer that is your accountability partner to make sure you're moving through the program. Once you complete step 1, you'll move on to step 2. Step 2 in our program is database, who should be in it, what information you need, how to mail to them, how to stay in touch with them, how to have a consistent system, and it moves you through everything that we teach in the core. It's just at your pace. Okay, and that is for any level of student that's listening to this, from the brand new beginner. If you want to build a foundation from the ground up, we can help you. If you're in the middle of the pack, you're the $5 to $8 million, again, that's a perfect place for you to get started to get you to the 10 million so you can attend some of our events. And then we go all the way up to level 3 coaching, which is high accountability with a coach such as myself. And it's twice a month video coaching in smaller groups where we coach on all 4 of those forms, and a lot of accountability and digging in deep, figuring out where you're broken, how we can help you fix your money, your team, and your prospecting issues. Okay? I got a couple more questions and I'm going to wind it down. Let's see. What do you do for your builder's closing gifts? If I have a builder that I close multiple deals with, I usually a couple times a year just give them something nice, like a Yeti cooler, a nice gift card. One of my guys is a huge outdoorsman, so he loves my Bass Pro Shop, so I try to take care of him with a nice gift card a couple times a year, those kind of things. what did you say the welcome mat said? Welcome to whoever the client is. So I use my own name when I said that, the Cooks, because that's who I am. So it says across the top, welcome to, and then the bottom of the mat says their last name. Okay? Several of you have said thank you. So thank you so much for being a part of this today. I hope you picked up some great nuggets. We do this every month, so don't forget to go get registered for our one in November, and we will see you then. Thanks so much. Have a great day.